welcome back. Let me see. I can roll out the red carpet today. Today, I am just going to have dinner. You guys can have dinner with me. As you can see, I'm probably always tired, so I guess we can skip that part. But let's start with the toast. Let's start with that for sure. So, first of all and second of all, I love my glasses. I don't think you can see the wording on this one, so I'll just tell you. Oh, wait. If I do it like that, you can. Put it above my head? No. But, so, this one is, oh, Miss Black Barbie. Okay? I'm just saying. Barbie wasn't very natural, but Barbie was very always herself. Like, she never changed. Now, that was some funny shit, and you know it. So, I'm thirsty. So, today we are going to toast to the beauty of success, the beauty of hard work, the beauty of prayer, the beauty of everything around you, right? So we have all these things that social media feeds into us, but that's not real life. Real life is the one you wake up to every day and the one that you surround yourself with. And by all means, you have a whole lot of choices in that area. It took me a while to understand what that meant. Communication really actually helps. The more you can explain something to somebody, they will get it a lot faster. So that is also going to be the topic for today. So here's toasting to your desire, your determination, and everything that you deserve coming to fruition. All of those things have to go together. You can get on your knees and pray as much as you want to, but if you don't do what he told you to do, it's not going to work. That don't mean we always get it right. But I'm thinking if we just kind of go in a direction, he'll kind of blow us over to where we're supposed to go. I don't know, because I've landed some places and been like, that ain't where I started. But I love it, and I'm so super proud of myself. I need to start saying that more. So, cheers. Oh, the cup actually has little charms at the bottom too. This one has shoes and a lady with a hat. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. Cute, right? I love it. And I made bee love sauce with my seafood. So I just wanted something simple. I'm trying to get better with eating when I should. So I just wanted a little bit of crab legs. I did eggs just in case I wanted it. And then in honor of today's topic as well, which is staying true to yourself. Sounds easy, but it's not as easy as it sounds. So in honor of that, y'all don't kill me if I don't really eat it. I do want it though, but don't kill me if I don't really eat it. I've got one of those. I got crab leg and cup of noodle money. Okay? But I think that's what I want today. So let's see. What I mean by staying true to yourself and how that is a little bit of a task is because social media obviously is meant to persuade us. That's commercials and anything like that, right? Doesn't make somebody weak-minded. Doesn't mean any of those things. My best guess is if we didn't do it, marketing people would be getting fired everywhere, right? Because that's the purpose of it. We often, I'll share a story with you. When I was coming up in going to college and things like that, you set these many goals for yourself, things that you want to either do or obtain when you reach a certain. Some people do it by money. Some people do it by position. But you say, okay, well, I want this thing. This is the thing that I'm going to celebrate myself with, right? What I thought what I wanted was, I thought I wanted a Range Rover. I really, really did. Excuse me. And when I got to X amount of dollars and had this career, I was going to get a Range Rover, because if I got this position and I make X amount of dollars now, what else am I going to roll up in? My Ultimate still? It's impossible. So, when I actually reached the first goal, I was going to go get the Range Rover. And I did research. I always do research. That's important too. That's how you know if you want something or not. I did my research and I determined based on the reviews, yeah, Range Rover, it looks really cute. Everybody has one, especially in foreign movies when you have money. They get this Range Rover, right? That means I got money. I don't want that damn car. It has so many problems. You spend more money on fixing the damn car than you do driving it. It's just too much for me. Ain't nothing like getting what you want. I think I want the egg. You spent more money on the actual upkeep of the car for no reason than actually being in the car. A lot of recalls. With my Altima, I had 3. I really, really love Altima. Favorite car, still got one. I'm used to being able to go fast and all of these things that Nissan does, right? So when I'm comparing what I'm hearing about the Range Rover, I'm thinking, you're on top of my booth, so I'm not gonna go get you. I'm not wasting my money on you. So instead, what I did was took the time to research what I actually wanted, not based off of what I saw somebody else with or anything like that. And I started with looking up the things that was most important to me about the Altima, right? That would make sense. That's what I'm used to. That's what I can relate to. That's what's going to let me know that this will make me happy. Use the information around you to help you make your decisions. That's why people share their stories. That's why a lot of these people have YouTubes. Well, the reason why I do, and I let you guys know, I can't tell you what to do. I don't have the answers. If you think similar to me or need the steps that I follow to do something or anything like that, or something resonates with you, that's what I want you to attach to. Or if you want it for entertainment because I don't have no damn sense. Whichever one is fine. But that's how I determined what car I actually was going to get. Now, I'm in love with my car. I got exactly what I wanted. But it took for me to get outside of myself and get outside of what is typical and normal and be okay with saying, I know that everybody said red means, you know, you're really, really important and this is, you know, this is the thing when you pull up. But I actually like black, and that's what means that to me. And to go ahead and do it. There's a certain level of bravery that goes with that. So when we talk about being, I'm a grown-ass woman, I'm a grown-ass man, I'm this and that. If more of what you're doing is based on what other people say, do, think, and it's not really what you want, and you haven't even taken the time to decide if that's what you really want. I forget I'm allergic to seafood. To me, you're not free. That's a part of being free to me. That is a huge part of why I started this brand, because I realized that women don't take the time, and I can speak for women more than men. I'm sure that a lot of these things resonate with men and women. I actually get feedback from a lot of men too, which is super dope. But a huge part of, to me, becoming an adult and being my own person is that whether I am single, married, a mom, whatever a title, what everybody else needs from me, I'm what I need from me first. And I'm happy with what I do for me. And I take the time to celebrate and appreciate myself because I owe myself more than anybody else. Any other earthly person, I owe myself. And it's really easy to do, but it's even easier to get away from doing it. It just is. You typically go with what your family has a legacy for, what the people around you do what people expect of you. And here's the thing, believe it or not, I got a luxury car. Even if I didn't, I got what I wanted. That don't fucking matter. I got what I wanted. And do you know I still have people saying like, oh, well, what made you get this? Why didn't you get this? I saw you in this. Is it a compliment? Not at that point, because I already bought the damn car. So how is that a compliment? But when people say things like that on the onset or at the beginning, it is a compliment, because, or even an appropriate suggestion, because they're giving it before, and it's typically based on your personality and what they think you like and what they've heard you say. So they say those type of things, and then it's a compliment. Outside of that, it's not. Learning when to speak is definitely appropriate. It is. I can't have nothing in my teeth. Please hold. But learning when to suggest things, when to talk, when to speak up, even if it's the best advice in the world and it's really been on your heart, if it's not something that is going to literally harm somebody and is a problem to their safety, it's nothing that you have to say that is that important. You need to pay attention to what the person needs. Because here's the thing, a lot of the times, and this was one of my biggest areas of improvement that I self-identified based on some things. You can want the very best and you have every intention of your heart. You're doing it for the other person. You are. But when it's not either time to do it or the person pushes back and you get an attitude or it impacts you more that they didn't want to receive it or listen to what you said or anything like that, that's when it becomes a selfish need. It becomes very selfish, and that's for you. That's not for the other person. And identifying that will save you a lot of relationships. It'll save you a lot of heartache, right? Because people can become mad at you, but your feelings are actually hurt because you like, I don't get it. I just wanted to do this and I just wanted to do that. And it doesn't really register to you that it's more so because it's something either you need to get off your chest or you really just want the best for this person and you feel like you have the perfect answer that will solve their problem. You have to take a step back, because let's just be honest too. We all have 80, 50 million problems that we can work on. And so if you want to be as diligent with something, you can easily redirect and be as diligent with resolving something that you need to resolve for you. And when the person comes back, because they are being true to themselves and doing whatever they need to do, when they come back, if they want to pick up that conversation or later now they've decided, oh, I do need the advice or the direction, you have a choice as well. If you want to give it, go ahead and give it. If you don't, then don't, because you have a choice too. Because a lot of times, not being true to yourself, people will reach out for help when they don't really want help, or put the narrative out there that they want help, or say that I'm learning and growing and working on myself and those type of things. And because you love them, you jump onto that initiative or that goal with them, and that's not really what they want. But now they pull from your energy and pulled you into that space. So that's when you're ready to deal with it. Now on down the line, if it's tomorrow, if it's months from now, years from now, whenever it is, you now have the right to say if you want to deal with it or not. If you don't have the capacity to, then don't. You don't have to. Because we also need to be true to ourselves to the point where we understand that everything ain't about you. It's not about you for even your damn self. So it's just not logical. It's really not. It's a boundary, and people have the right to set if they want to deal with whatever that you're going through. I can tell you that certain situations, well, you guys know, child molestation is a really big draining issue to me. No, I have never been a victim. Um, but the topic is just it's so much for me. And I do know a lot of victims that I love, which makes the topic harder for me because I am an empath also, that I don't like to visit it. So if you reach out to me and you need to talk about that, and it's just like a random topic, or did you see this post or something like that, I should have took a Benadryl first. I'll let you know. I don't want to talk about that. And it's not for you to say why or nothing like that, because I said so. If people tell you that they don't want to talk about something, I don't think it's a good idea to be going into, well, why and all this other stuff, because guess what? Now you're making them talk about it. It's the same thing. Let me see if my noodles turned into oodles. I didn't really put any seasoning in them, which I normally do, because this sauce has so much seasoning. Y'all, this is a mess. I'm never going to stop eating crab legs, okay? Just not going to happen. But one here, I just all of a sudden became allergic. This shit is crazy. Too soft for me. I'm gonna have to actually end this video. But yeah, staying true to yourself. Here's what staying true to myself looks like for me. I am going through a lot of things. And as I tell you guys all the time, when I'm ready to talk about things, I will. I like to let things happen and then talk about it when it's a story. I don't like to talk about things while I'm going through it with just the whole wide world, right? I'm very selective on who I talk about with things, because that's inviting people into that energy, and it takes me further away from being able to be true to myself, because you start feeling like, because you pulled somebody into that space, that you owe them to act faster or make a decision or not do something or accomplish something faster. Like, it sets, to me, it starts a clock. And that's for anything. Even when I would talk about going to school or anything like that, it started a clock for me. So when I do tell somebody something that I'm about to do, it's because I want to start the clock. I want some accountability, because it'll push me to do it. Hence, when I got ready to do this channel, and then also to start doing interviewing, I had to put it out there to certain people that I know would hold me accountable. I'm gonna need my I'm gonna need a pen in a minute. This is crazy. This should be a whole blooper right here. Dumb shit Asia does in dumb shit in this order. I ain't shit. I don't make good decisions sometimes. I mean, go figure, I'll be human. But not to the detriment of my own body. I'm red right here. Asia, you gonna start eating? The fuck? So that is what I do. I reach out and tell somebody so they can hold me accountable. The reason why staying true to yourself looks like, even if you're going against the grain, you're okay with it, because you're only one grain. So what grain are you going against? It's only yours. It's your life and your decision, right? When I need to have the conversations that I need to have that go along with it, because I'm being true to myself, I have those conversations. I'm not any different than anybody else. I mean, I don't know if other people are comfortable having difficult conversations. I don't see how you could be, but just because I don't see it don't mean it don't exist. I'm not comfortable having difficult conversations, but here's where the grown-up part comes. I'm more uncomfortable with the idea of me being fake and being smiling in somebody's damn face knowing I have something to tell them. And that's not the same as if you're scared to say something, depending on what it is. my feelings are more heightened by me saying that I love or care for somebody, but I'm not being completely honest with them, or I haven't even touched a subject. That bothers me more. So that's what kind of pushes me to have those conversations. And just think, when you have those conversations, there's an end, or at least it can start to be rectified, or whatever the situation is. But the longer that it sits there, it's just lying dormant. And lying dormant to me is the equivalent of the devil's playground. That means you're allowing whatever to happen to just happen. And then when things take on a life of its own, or somebody else gets a hold of it, and they create the narrative, or they change things, or they manipulate things to look a certain way, and you're not even aware, because again, you're not addressing it, right? You're pretending like it's not there. And so the other person, or other people, or whatever it looks like around, it looks different to everybody else because they don't know what's going on. And you contributed to letting it take on a life of its own. I'd rather just deal with things and be true to myself, because at the end of the day, if you give somebody an apology, you're giving it because you want to be whole again, to some capacity. I hope that you respect, oh, my hair fell. I hope that you respect the person enough that you want it for them to have the apology too, and you just want to clear the elephant in the room. Being true to yourself has so many different layers to it, but it depends on whatever it is that you need for you. That's why it's called being true to you. But what I don't want to say is, like, it's all about me, F everybody else. Nothing on this planet is all about us. Nothing. Your life, your decisions that you make every day, nothing is all about you. Everything, mostly everything, has a two things can't exist rule to me. Because, some people address things because it's on their conscience and they have to. They don't have shit to do with you. And they just want you to accept the apology really quickly. You kind of like the kid that says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, no, what are you sorry for? How are you not going to do it again? Like, the other person has right to say some stuff, right? But the person apologizing is not open to that. You want to know why? Because that's not what they wanted. What they wanted, they didn't want to apologize. They wanted to be forgiven. Those are two different things. Being true to yourself will at least let you know going into something if that is the case or not. Because if it is, you need to autocorrect. That's not okay. Being true to yourself allows you to be your most honest self. And what I mean by most is nobody is 100% honest, because there's fear involved, is caring about the other person's feelings. A lot of things are involved that are authentic, genuine, and from the heart. That's just point blank, period. But as honest and true to yourself that you can be, I will tell you that at the very least, very, very, very least, and most fucking important, at the end of the day, you could walk away with your heart okay, with everything intact, knowing, no, that was my best. That was what I really meant. That was my authentic self, because that's what you believe is your authentic self. And you taking the time to evaluate yourself. Here's where I would start. This is where I would start. No, like I did. I would start. Here's where I would start. I started with taking a look at situations that didn't turn out the way I thought they should have. I did this because I thought this was going to happen. Not trying to change a person, but this is actually their normal behavior. This is what they do for other people. So this should be my outcome. And I looked at those situations, and if it did not turn out that way, I looked and said, well, damn, okay, what did I do? How could I have done it different? Was it the timing? Was it that person just don't fuck with me like that? Is it that my nervousness took over and I used the wrong words. Like, what words did I actually really use? Those type of things. I don't have conversations via text if I don't have to. If I've addressed something before and it's a readdressing the same thing or something similar, then I will, because it's not the first time. And you know what my tone is. Those are the times that, or those are the things, or that's the thing that helped me to start to take a look at myself and see if I was being true to myself. I'll close with this because clearly I need a Benadryl. I'll close with this. I can tell you, based on what most people, everybody's such a big word, what most people are used to, and that we say is, wait, hold on. Okay, so I'll end with this. For me and my journey, the best thing about being authentically myself is I've had the ability to learn about myself. I've had the ability to learn what different triggers are that don't have anything to do with other people, but I could see in certain situations why they would take it a certain way. And I've always been open to having discussions, receiving feedback, and hearing what you think. As long as, and this is my thing, if you can only tell me what you have to tell me when you don't like me, or I have pissed you off or something like that, I'm not going to receive it. I'm not going to receive it, because here's how I feel. In order for me to not be angry with you, in order for me not to want to fire on you, I got to think to myself, this person wasn't sitting in my face this whole time wanting to say that. And instead of saying it so I could correct because they want the best of me, from me, and for me, no, impossible. They said that because they was mad, and they just, nope, couldn't be it. So a lot of times when people do things, they doing it to protect you. But that is a part of me being true to myself. I have grown so much from it, and I know that I've grown from it because of what I'm now receiving, what's now happening in my life, from my career, actually at work, to just in my interpersonal relationships. And at the end of the day, beginning of the day, middle of the night, I am never up because I'm wondering if I hurt somebody. I am never up because I'm wondering if I could have did something different, because it has gotten much easier now. So if I'm wondering if I could have did something different, I'm not finna wonder shit. I'm finna call and ask. I'm finna text and ask. If something is on my heart to apologize about, I do it. If something is on my heart to receive an apology for, I'll bring up a topic. If the apology is not offered, I'll leave it right there. I do not forgive people for things that they didn't ask for forgiveness for, because that makes absolutely no sense to me. Because that's how we get in these situations where people are allowed to do things to us over and over and over and over, because we forgive them and keep moving forward without at least having a conversation and making them aware that what they did hurt us, or what they did bothered us, or whatever it did to us. We don't hold them accountable. So when they do it again, guess what they can say? I didn't know. You knew. But guess what? The best way, oh my God, I gotta go. This shit is crazy. It's on 9 today. The best way to be able to hold yourself accountable and hold the people around you accountable that matter is to be true to yourself. is one thing I don't say no more. Oh, I'm okay. If I'm not okay, I'm not okay. If you ask me how I'm doing and I'm not okay, I'm going to say I'm not okay. Because if I'm not, and it pertains to you or something I want to talk about with you, then I leverage my resources. I leverage my village. I leverage the people that are there for me. If I don't want to be seen as a person that has to be strong, then I have to give people the opportunity, again, being true to myself, I have to give people the opportunity to disappoint me or to not disappoint me. But at the very least, I'm going to test the waters and tell you exactly how I feel or what I'm going through, and then go from there. But I can do it a little bit easier now and much better now and by better, I mean, I don't put my full heart into it. I take a lot of the personal part out, what I would give, all of that. I've taken so much off of the table because it has allowed me to properly love. And that looks different for me, because when I love, because I come from a huge family that's not a family to me and to mine. And if you hear this and you don't agree with it, I didn't ask you if you agree. I didn't tell you to pick up the phone and call me. I've had the conversations with the people that I need to have the conversations with. If you come at me sideways, you're not going to get the little girl Asia answer. You're going to get the grown ass woman Asia answer. So if you come at me about hearing this because you're in my family and you don't like what I just said, I don't like that I had to grow up feeling that way. And I didn't feel that way because I felt that way. I felt that way because it was that way. And it still is. Moving right along. Because I came from a family like that, where you're looking at all of this and you don't have it, I don't ever want to give that to anybody. And so when I give my love, I give my love wholeheartedly. It is not attached to anything, nothing. I will love you eating saltine crackers, living out your car. And better yet, you won't be living out your car, you'll be living with me. I will give you my last. That's the type of love that I give, because that's what I always wanted, is just to have that TT kind of love. And that's what I give to my babies. And so I wanted that from other people, but I had to hold myself accountable and say, you're not being honest with yourself and you're not being true with yourself. You're continuing to do these things, hoping that what you put into the universe will come back, and it's not. Because at this point, you allow people to do so much shit to you that now they feel like, well, she's going to forgive me no matter what. She's going to still do this for me and still do that for me. It don't matter if I don't do a damn thing for her, because that's who she is. That was me hurting me. So I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not, those things, a lot of those things don't hurt me. I'm still human and I'm still growing in that space. But a lot of those things don't hurt me anymore because I was able to be true with myself. And the number one thing is, that's okay doesn't exist. If I'm mad at you for something, if I'm upset, if I'm confused, whatever the real word is, I'm going to use it, because that's okay for me was equivalent to people saying I'm in my feelings. What the fuck is that? Like, say what it is. So I reverted back to the little girl Asia that my mom would say, use your words. So that is what I do. That is what being true to me means for me. And that is why the people that have hurt me, the people that are waiting for me to break, I see you on my page. Don't worry. You're waiting for me to break. I can't. God didn't make me to break. God made me like Gumby. I'm going to bend. It's going to hurt. I'm going to bend. I'm going to go through all of the things that normal people go through and humans go through, but I'm never, ever going to break. And the way my blessings is set up, I'm happy with a cup of noodles, and I'm still happy with my authentic things that make me happy, and the grace that God has for me. So I'm not going to break. So if you're waiting for me to break, I returned everything to sender already. It's just going to hurt you. But be authentic, guys. Be true to yourself. I cannot tell you how much that has done for me. Those people that know me in my real life, and I've even shared it with you guys, but what I mean by real life is they were there with me when it was days I couldn't get out of the bed. And I'm sorry, not days. Several days back to back, I couldn't even move. Like, that's how bad certain things just hurt my whole soul. Do they hurt me now? Of course, but not the same, because I'm true to myself. And Asia's heart, and Asia's mind, and Asia's goals, and everything that I need comes first. And then in true project manager fashion, I have force ranked everything else, and I handle things accordingly. And before I sign off, I'm never going to return energy. I'm never ever going to do that, because that wouldn't be me being true to myself. I'm never going to want to hurt somebody. Not being true to myself. But I am going to continue to focus on me and doing the very best that I can, and being okay with when I backslide and cuss like a sailor for 32 days straight. No, not 32. But that is it for me. I'm going to take my red self and get a Benadryl. Oh my gosh. And get a Benadryl. And y'all, next time, how y'all come to my house and don't even look out for me? That's what I want to know. I welcome you into my home. Did nobody say, hey, don't eat that yet? Like, did you take a Benadryl? What kind of shit is that? I look out for y'all. Y'all don't look out for me? Just kidding. Have an amazing, amazing day. We made it to hump day. I appreciate you all. And I am rolling back in my red carpet, cutting off the lights, cutting on the candles, turning on the candle, switching on the candle, lighting up the candle. And I am going to enjoy the rest of my night in a Benadryl-induced coma. Good night.
12 seconds later.
Dummy. Oh God, why did I do this? Why didn't I take my Benadryl first? Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I'm still recording.